What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Shit Talking Time with your boy Gruff. If not me, who else? Got another exciting episode. It's election week, ladies and gentlemen, and vote sign. And my man Uncle Red going back to the house. A lot of people been giving me hell because they look at the color of my skin and wonder why would I vote for Donald Trump. So this is what we're going to express why I would have voted for Donald Trump, because everybody has their various reasons why they vote for these candidates. Before my pop passed, we used to always argue about this. I remember the first time Donald Trump got in office, and me and him said arguing, screaming at the top of our lungs, and I'm just trying to get him to tell me one thing in his life that he lost by Donald Trump becoming president. So instead of just giving me one thing, he rather scream or holler and all this extra shit that didn't mean nothing. Because I used to always tell him, you still get your check every month. You still get your prescriptions. You still get your VA benefits. You still get your veterans discounts. I mean, I don't see these are only things you ever used in life. You still get your tax breaks because you're a senior and all that good stuff. Every other benefit that you've been carrying for all these years, you still get. But because you have a friend that wants to become a debater and have you thinking that it's so horrible because this so quote this redneck is in office and he's going to turn the world upside down. No, I was comfortable with it, and I mean personally for any of my subscribers, I mean who watch any of my other stuff, y'all will see y'all have been getting more content over these last few years than any of my channels have ever put out. That's because I don't know why. I don't want to say I was scared that, Donald Trump was going to do some things, but it made me stay on my toes. Definitely kept me hustling all the way through, kept building, kept generating shit. To me, honestly, I got a little lazy on the buyout era. When Trump was in office, it's like, man, I'm like, hey, man, I felt like I was an old hustler again because it's like it gave me more spirit, and then being though is that me being an entrepreneur and a business owner and able to capitalize on some of the things that he was offering, because that's the big piece for a lot of people. Everybody couldn't capitalize off of what he was offering, but a lot of them did. And even when I mean a lot of them did and a lot of them didn't, it's like the fact that I can't help it if you own the small business, you didn't know how to file for the tax grant, or you do real estate and you didn't know how to file for the tax grant. It was available to everybody around the country. Just because you didn't file for it and take an opportunity for it don't mean that it's a failure. I mean, it didn't exist. You just missed it. A lot of other benefits and things that I agree that he did with office. I mean, to me, the world went pretty cool. I mean, just like I tell everybody outside, you got to pay attention. Donald Trump being president was not so bad because if you look at the leaders of these nations, the leader of these nations are also corporation owners and heavy investors. So a lot of these cats already be having relationships with him and friendships with him. Cause my homie asked me what did he do when he was in office. I mean, he cut the tax debt. Now a lot of people don't understand what that means because they thinking about, oh, the tax debt on my credit. No, the tax debt on this country. The United States owes other countries hundreds of millions of dollars and billions and trillions of dollars. So for years, no president has been able to come in and negotiate, something to get us a little bit lower. He did with two of the countries that we owe, but nobody cared. Now, for me, if he cut that debt for us, means more money stays in America's pockets, or the longest pays off fast, however you look at it. But more money stay in our pockets, so they don't have to take more money from the taxpayers, take money from programs, and so on and so forth. So that right there is a big win, because these programs and where they seek the money from comes from the low income. It don't come from the wealthy people. It come from the low income. If y'all actually knew how y'all money go around, is you know how the treasury does with the money and how it goes, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They don't take money from wealthy people. Not to say it to be smart, because you need to keep the wealthy wealthy, because they the ones that keep it going. They're the higher taxpayers. That's why I try to tell somebody the other day, if a man own a business that make $1.2 million a year, he pays more money in taxes. I mean, his taxes is the equivalent of 4 to 5 people regular income. Mm-hmm. So is that strange for them to care more about the guy? So we got, let's say, 70,000 millionaires, and then you got 150,000 unmillionaires. Those niggas is gonna clear them people. Being double the numbers and all, it doesn't matter, because you already just heard 4 times there, 4 people pay. Like I tell a kid, you make 60K a year, you ain't really making no fucking money. Not to somebody that really, really makes money, because at the end of the day, you get tax write-offs, losses and profits of businesses, things like that. When you go to a regular job, I mean, you can write off mileage and lunch and clothes and shit like that. But it's not like a business, because a business is taking bigger risks and putting out bigger lump sums. So the write-off for a business is way better than a write-off for a person. Even me being happy saying this, I don't even get a tax return. I just pay. But at the end of the day, when you look back and see what you made that year and then what you paying out, it's like, okay. So when I used to tell people years ago, and I pay more in taxes than you make, that's the truth. So I mean, some of the times people gotta understand that, and that's who Donald Trump looks out for. I mean, don't get me wrong, she was looking out for some businesses and things too. She just was looking out in the wrong way. And for everybody in America know, we have fell down the ladder over the past 15, 20 years. Me personally being an entrepreneur, it's like I remember when you can invest $1,000 American money to get you $1 million Dubai money. And you look at it now, that shit damn near neck and neck. So anybody who would have got that $1 million of Dubai money will be a multi-millionaire now. So I mean, I remember getting the wind of it. I remember about getting the gold bullions for cheap and all that stuff. I mean, it's when you're an entrepreneur, you always going to think for the businessman. And see, that's the type conversation and mindset that he thinks about. She's not thinking about none of this type stuff, because she's worried about the regular working American and the regular person. And see, that's the problem with how presidency been for a long time. That's why I was excited for him to be president, honestly, because we get a businessman in office. So now maybe some of these business loans will get better. Everybody gonna say nothing about that. How them business loans just was flying out the door. But maybe they just banks got oh, we just gonna give out money. Nah, man, businessmen create businesses. Did anybody do the research to see how many businesses were started while he was in office? Like actual entrepreneurs becoming entrepreneurs, not the pandemic ones. Pandemic made a lot of entrepreneurs, but I'm just saying in general. And the numbers are probably scare the hell out you if you see the numbers. But those are the ones that nobody cares about. Back to these relationships, but to me, these relationships are key, because when we get in a bind, I remember they used to be talking so reckless to buy. Nah, they not doing none of that one, because not because he's tough and he's crazy. It's the simple fact the man got relationship with these people. Somewhere down the line, they have business ties, either through his father, his friends, or his personal self. So if it's really an issue, I really would rather have him take care of it, because they already have an extensive relationship. Converse to Carmela, I don't really think they gonna relate well to her. I mean, if any of y'all know how shit go, them foreigners don't take well to talking to no women. Period. And it ain't even a simple fact of being misogynist or none of that shit. That's their culture. Man is God. So when man is talking, shut the fuck up. But y'all want to send somebody over there solely speaking for our country with a man with a mindset sitting across the table saying, bitch, shut the fuck up. Yeah, we gonna get a fair hearing. We gonna get a lot of respect in that room. With that man thinking how he thinking as his woman sitting down at the table. So I say a lot of times, this is the stuff we have to understand. It's not a power vacuum or anything. Yes, somewhere in the line there's a man thing, but overall in this particular situation, I'm gonna take him because he has a direct relationship with the people who we have the problems. And judging from the things I have seen from him in the past, I'd rather have him with his hand on the butt. I mean, then on top of that, if people worry so much about the antics and doesn't realize, to me, I think he matured a lot. Just like any business I have started, man, them first 3 to 6 months is just like me feeling in the dark. That was his first 2 to 3 years as president. I actually was, liked it the way he kind of started to mature a little bit in his last year, but that was what it was. And then now it's like he seemed more determined to me. In the beginning, he seemed Donald-ish. Now he seemed more president-ish to me. His conversations, and I mean, please hear me, people. You gotta listen under the antics, under the antics. I tell people all the time, everybody say, oh, he's crazy. He's nah, man, that man is a businessman. So at the end of the day, businessmen have what? Marketing strategy. So y'all go ahead and think that nigga saying all this stuff out of his mouth because he crazy. No, it's a marketing strategy. And at the end of the day, it works. It keeps him viral. It keeps him on y'all timeline, and it keeps y'all sharing. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is a businessman. See, politicians get people to run their campaigns. That man that ran successful businesses for years. He knows how to market. He knows exactly what the people want. He knows exactly the stories they want to hear. As you see the things they want to see, the type of candidate, oh, he got shot. She didn't get shot. I can't wait to Saturday Night Live come up on Sunday talk about or her campaign in the background. So I know somebody should have shot us. Why didn't you get me shot? And I mean, it's like it's crazy, man. Because to me, I never not thought the Bulls gonna win. I mean, for me myself, I feel that's the obvious choice anyway. I always was supportive of him only because, like I say, the business aspect of it, I definitely liked it. And then for me to be able to see and be an actual effector, actually got something from something that he put into play. So I'm gonna definitely say I'm cool with that. And then I always said I would love to see what he would have did if he would have stayed. So now it should be pretty cool. As far as the little things, everybody keep talking about. No, he didn't say he was gonna stop. Shit, he did not say that. So I listen to everything you hear, but no, he didn't say that. As far as that no tax on overtime, that'd definitely be major. And I mean, definitely knowing people personally who work 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and now we get to the point where they can't tax it. That's definitely pretty cool right now. If he make that happen. I'm gonna try to speak it to existence. And it'd be cool if they make it so child support can only take from your 40 hours, not your overtime. Or that nigga never get out of office. That nigga be a god. But something like that work out. But that's still pretty cool because knowing that if I do 80 hours, 90 hours a week, this money is tax free. So that's definitely a cool thing. Oh, I liked it. Some things I didn't like. His little weird ass homeboy out in Ohio talking about taking us back to the cold era. I ain't hear zero green energy coming out of boy mouth, no wind turbines, no solar. He talk about coal, fossil fuel, and all this other bullshit in 2024. Oh yeah, watch that man. Boy named Morocco or something. Watch boy. I actually know him because I be following a lot of shit. He was a weirdo back in the day. Had some shit with him. That's why I want nobody fucking with him till Trump went and dug him up and made him relevant again. We'll get in that later because I don't know how he had a very good candidate that he ran against that should have won. Like really should have won. But we'll say that for another topic. But watch that nigga. But as far as for that, that's the only thing I don't like. But he's not a direct Trump person. He's just a senator of another state. So it ain't really like, honestly, no disrespect, his opinions is really gonna matter. And probably a lot of the stuff he said out his mouth up there ain't gonna never make the light of that. Because I know for a fact green energy is something that we need. Solar energy is something that we need. You know, the wind turbines, I really agree. Because I mean, for me, I'm not saying as far as the future and all that goofy shit. I'm just saying right now, the cost of these bills are getting high as hell. So to me, um, I don't know. We might need to do a video on that. How much revenue has these utility companies actually made over the past? Well, I only been around 40 years, so I don't know. I would love to know how long they made in the last, how much they made in the last 50 years compared to a Fortune 500 company or even a Walmart store. Because I don't know if you ever guys understand these utility companies are fucking loaded. Y'all looking at department stores, just imagine. That's something you got to go buy whether you feel like going to the store or not. So they money come consistent. And you count every house in the city or even every house or property in the state with active service, you will probably be surprised what it would be just if you did the minimum payments because they have millions of customers. So if you say millions of customers are paying minimum payment, which is like $50, we ain't even gotta do the math from there. So it's something crazy that they get each month. So that's the thing why I fully agree with it. And I feel like right now at this point in time they got us at the balls because you can go electric, you can go gas. Um, they're both high as hell. So some people feel it's smart to just keep both because it balances itself out. Heat your house with gas, cook with gas, and use electric for everything else. I had a house that was full electric. My electric bill was there like rent. And that was full electric. Everything was full electric. And yeah, that shit was like rent. That shit was crazy. I mean, it was cool being those that only had three bills, electric, water, and mortgage, but it still was like, God damn, this joint like 460. I remember in the wintertime, I had a couple of electric bills that was like six something. So I mean, I definitely understand. And then I remember as a kid being at home having gas, throughout the winter months, my dad used to complain about the gas bill be like 300, 400. Electric bill be like 200. He be bitching. I'm like, damn, my shit be like 400, 500. So I'm like, But for that reason, that's why I feel alternative energy and alternative sources is definitely much needed. I wish they found a way where they could hook up whole neighborhoods based off wind turbines and shit like that, where people wouldn't have to pay electric companies. They would just do something like I would say, damn, I don't want nobody stealing my shit. Well, it's on, recorded. But I always said they should come up with a program where they do it based off the taxpayers' money, but they do it like a tax. So instead of paying $10,000 to $15,000 a year in utility bills, well, mainly electric, as we know, um, we would pay like a yearly service fee of like say $2,500. See what I'm saying? Which is not bad at all. And I think that would help a lot of Americans a lot. You talking about putting in there $12,000 or more back into each household per year, but you're just gonna make a hell of a bad friend. I mean, they won't go out of business because they still got all the businesses. I don't think the businesses can go green. They pull too much, but the average house can. So, and I mean, I already seen projects where they have about 2 to 3 acres of turbines that's powering damn near small towns. So it is possible. You mix in some solar energy in there too, and I think you can power a neighborhood, not a city, but a neighborhood. So I mean, that's something I definitely like. I would definitely like to see. Because of course, water and gas, but at least at that point, that gives you time to use your electric for gas and lighting. I mean, heating and lighting. So now you'd only have that $2,500 a year or whatever they come up with the tax to pay for the setup or whatever, and then you just got your water bill and your other basic bill. I got some couple other ideas with some companies too, but we gonna, like I said, it's for another platform. But that's the one thing I didn't like about that cat because he said 0%. Like he said 0%. Yep. He said 0% about any alternative energy sources. Like he kind of like dismissed them. And out of all the things that a politician should be naming, it's like, come on, bro, everything is going green. You got all these electric cars being made by the day, but you ain't talking about nothing dealing with electric. So for me, he kind of scared me with that one. But only thing I could tell people is, man, it's like when I looked at that ballot, it was like we got versus ah, and for me, the only difference about the odd improved something beneficial to me. Cause I get tired of throughout the years of my pop telling me, yeah, the stuff that they do don't directly affect you or the people around you. The people with me, man, you went to the military, bro. Your benefits was safe. Insurance was safe. So I need to know people who were directly affected by any of the changes and laws that he brought in and made. And then I need to know the good ones that would have been gotten for us if she would have been in office. Because I heard a few things about like her giving $25,000 to new home buyers and all that other shit. Um, I don't know. Outside of that, that's the only thing that really grabbed my attention. I ain't had no free healthcare. Um, I ain't had no spike in certain areas of pay. I ain't had no tax decreations. She keeps saying cheaper food, cheaper food. I mean, at the end of the day, I can answer that question for y'all how they was gonna get cheaper food. It was gonna come from another country. I mean, you tell me honestly, what can a president do? Go tell a farmer, yo, you gonna lower your prices now? No, you can't do that. Nobody walking in and do that shit to Walmart, Gucci, Balmain, and none of them niggas. So no, they can't do that. So how can you guarantee somebody cheap food unless you're outsourcing? And I guarantee you that was probably the way. Our bananas coming back in on crates down at the shipyard. Our fruits coming off the docks and shit like that. Instead of fresh from the local people that grows this stuff and the local companies. That's why I say it's kind of cool. And then that's going right into the next topic of retail because when he said the terms that he was going to start taxing anything a certain percentage that's coming from out the country. Now people look at that as being mean, but I understand. And if y'all was smart enough to just touch your whole fucking house, your whole house made in China, but you in America though. This device I'm talking to you, hold on, recording this on it made in China. This remote made in China. This wallet made in China. Maybe your shoes and shit might be made in Indonesia, But for the most part, everything that we use is made in China. These lights that I'm using is made in China. This microphone, this mixer, shit, this couch set right here probably made in China. I don't know. Probably this motherfucking shirt I got on probably made in China. I don't know because everything I pick up is made in China. So I do fully agree. Now the thing is, being growing up in the '80s and shit like that, where stuff was made here. I do remember the quality of the products that I got as a kid because I can still show you some of them, still in working condition. And I can go get you one of my kids' toys that's probably 7, 8 years old, and that bitch raggedy than a motherfucker that fell apart a week after they got it, or stopped working, or stopped charging. And it's like I fully agree, fully agree that that's a good thing, to bring a lot of the productions back here. I mean, I'm not being disrespectful, but it's our product, so we care about how they're made. And as far as the creator don't like that because it lowers their profit margin by getting it made here. But what about the jobs that get created? So if he does something like that and he say 25 companies bow out and say, okay, fuck it, we gonna go back to US production. Do you know how many jobs that is? That comes back to America? And honestly, y'all wouldn't want that after you watching Sean John and the rest of these motherfuckers having a sweatshop set up over there, paying people 75 cents to 25 to 75 cents to work. Y'all like that just so y'all can get shit for cheaper, and it's still gonna fall apart. I'd rather pay the extra money for my products that's gonna last for a long time. See what I'm saying? Like these high quality TVs that's produced and anything, like I said, I'm not saying everything great is made here, the best of the best, but at the end of the day, I really remember the quality of stuff when I was coming. And I do remember sliding the case off to just put the batteries in, and that back is saying made in America. Now it's so bad to the point where they making companies put made in America assembled in China. Like, come on, man. It is getting crazy. And I mean, I understand to me deep down inside, I think they keep outsourcing not to lower the price, but they like the low quality. Because if you get an iPhone probably that's made and produced over here by some of the best people who's made it assembling, you might not have to buy another iPhone for 10 years. And that's not what Apple wants. Apple wants you to get the glitchies because whoever was assembling it that day was pissed off. And I mean, this is another reason why I keep telling people why a lot of cats don't have to be scared about AI and robots because you know why these people they got the technology to make robots make everything that we got, but you know why they won't do it? Because it would be perfect. And if it's perfect, they can't make money. That's the reason why they still need human beings. And that's the reason they will always need human beings because they create the need to make money for these companies. I'm telling you. Because I like if you look at a robot, right? You can give a robot a repetitive task. Strike this lighter like this, and it will do it each time, repetition, same milliseconds, each and every time until you tell it to stop or you give it a desired task. You tell a person to do that somewhere down the line, they, oh hold up, man, I gotta get some water. Oh, I gotta do this. That's the error right there. The human person creates error. Think about it. And now they making this AI stuff because I'm telling y'all, y'all boss is gonna be AI. I'm just keeping it real because follow me on this one. We're gonna close out on this topic, you know. Um, the reason why I say y'all bosses are gonna be AI because if you pay attention to what they training these AIs to do, they're training them for maximum intelligence. So once they achieve maximum intelligence, that means they're smarter than their creator. So eventually what will happen? Their creator will begin working for that. Remember that, man. Science is a very weird thing. And if you really understood science to the T, it would scare the fuck out. But just follow that little tidbit and let that sit and just think about it. And the main point why I'm gonna say why I said that is you working at McDonald's. Your boss lets people slack off, take drinks home, half-ass and do stuff. AI don't. It only does one way. The way that that corporation or whoever owns it programs it to work. There is no empathy. Don't get me wrong. They do have some of them with empathy. The contrary belief, people don't think so. Yeah, they have some. They're that good with making them now. And not only I keep telling people is get smarter on its own. So it built its own empathy along with the empathy they coded it with. So that's how you get the responses. That's how you get them to write the sincere letters for people and the articles and the stuff that's grabbing. Write me something that'll grab someone's heart. That's how it's able to do that. Well, y'all never paid attention, probably not. But these are the things that I say are key. And I mean, once they get to a point, a company is going to say, why am I going to send John Doe and pay him 80K a year to sit here and watch over these people to make sure they do what's right? And I can pay this AI setup one time fee of me purchasing and whatever is maintenance just to watch over these people. If they steal, it records. So it's still the same process. No, it's not going to stop you. Hey, get your hands off. No, go ahead. We got the picture. Let's just send it to the police. So, I mean, it's kind of the same way it goes anyway. But the only difference is they're saving a shit ton of money on one body. Because, like I said, a manager is expensive. Assistant managers, supervisors, those are the ones that need to be afraid, man, because they're expensive. These people got stuff set up to where software that they're about to start selling to where McDonald's is just gonna have a fucking brain in the office telling them what to do. It's not gonna be anybody needed inside. If you take something, they know how many buns is there. They know how many burgers is there. They know how many fries is in that building. They got that down the pack. They trust y'all anyway to go in there and work every day alone. So they know you're gonna take something, but now they don't need it no more. They know that they got people that's gonna go do their job. Now I'm not talking about at Home Depot. I'm not. And I mean I tell people a lot of times, if a company deletes employees, they're gonna invest that money into law enforcement. Just saying. If Walmart made it so the whole store self sufficient to where customers can go in there and just take stuff off the shelf, go up front to self checkout and check out with it, there's going to be a police force outside, or there's going to be a mobile unit made over there in the in the parking lot of that joint. I bet money. And no, it ain't gonna be no robot. That just gonna be a whole RV or probably a trailer they put there to make a station. Because, like I said, people are still going to test it. That's just common man. But when they look at the wins and losses ratios as far as the self checkout supposed to happen, a person where they can register, as y'all see, them little stealing from self checkout is not bothering them. They're more bothered by paying that person that 40, 50K a year that has to stand there and scan those items. Converse to the fucking 15, $1,600 a day stealing that they get from the self checkout. Over time, and they got 10 self checkout kiosks, so that would be 10 employees, 40,000 a year. Do you see how much money they just saved by doing that? And they totally okay with it. And out of having 10 employees to run them 10 registers, we're gonna get 2 employees to stand here and monitor these 10. So you got 1 and 2 open, two more employees watching this, that's four, and then customer service. They only need four employees to control the whole checkout because of these self checkout machines. Man, it's crazy, man. We're gonna get deep into it, but I mean, I know a lot of people saw about the election, but I'm telling y'all, I mean, just wait and see if it makes sense before everybody start complaining. Dividing themselves and everybody's going to war. Just wait and see if anything bad happens before y'all make it. You know, y'all make it out to be bad. Um, I feel comfortable for the most. I don't really have a choice. He won. I can't remove him from office. None of us can. We can't go get every person to make him vote. So that's why I don't know why people be upset. I mean, being a kid, I've never seen anybody I wanted to win. I mean, I remember Bill Clinton won when I was a kid. I wanted him to win. But outside of that, none of the people I wanted to win ever won. Him and Barack Obama. I mean, I definitely did want Barack Obama to win because, like I said, it was history. This right here would have also been history too. Don't get me wrong, and I mean that's why I tell people it is a percentage of me that's upset because it would have been history and it would have been major by it being identify identified black person, I guess. Because I did see some videos where she said she was Chinese, she's not African American. Definitely seen those videos. Said she's not black at all. So I don't understand. You know, it would have been history to see a woman, but I don't know because she's not fully black. Yeah, I didn't tell her to say that. She got on camera and said that. I don't know. But, you know, for that reason, I mean, Uncle Red, he is what he is. He gonna say something. What you say, he gonna tell you again. He gonna say what he want that's appropriate for that moment, and he gonna ride with it. And I mean, when it's time to stand on business, he definitely be standing on business though. So it's kind of hard to say, man. I mean, that man did frontline everything we went through. He ain't going on vacation. He wasn't hiding out. He wasn't doing nothing. That nigga frontline everything. And I remember a couple situations. He said, "No, I'm gonna go over there." See what I'm saying? Like y'all forget quick, man. That nigga Byron era fucked us up, man. We forgot what it looked like to get a real soldier out there that's gonna get out of front line for us. See the thing, everybody be worried about that paper, man. Yeah, you get out of front line for your paper, he gonna get out of front line for his too. You know what I'm saying? So, and honestly, no funny, we his paper. He moving for all our best interests, and when we understand that, that's really what make the world better. I mean, just wait and see before everybody go to war. You know, at least let something bad happen before you make it bad. That's all I'm saying. But as always, man, thanks for chiming in with me. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, always comment. You know, it's like I said, it's a very touchy week. I tried to give it a few days for the joint to go past because I was going to do something that night, that day and that night, give my predictions, and then go back and explain why, like I'm doing now. But I was like, nah, I ain't gonna poke the bear because I had a lot of friends around me. I was like, oh man, you vote for that boy, you tripping. All right, well, I gotta tell people, man, I vote for him because I'm I'm up there, but also too for anybody that wants to get up there, which I thought that's what it was. I mean, you hit the lottery, or even if you want to work hard and get up quick, you want somebody taking all your fucking bread. Like that working man shit goes to a certain extent. When they say the working man, that's a certain extent. You the working man while you going to work. But at the end of the year, when it come time to tally up what Uncle Sam need about you, that working shit different and definitely we'd have made a bunch of fucking money. So that's the point people gotta understand. and it only take a few 100,000 for you to understand what level it is as far as when it comes to them texts. I mean, you can have a 105. Well, I had a 115 year, and you're gonna see what it's about. It's a little piece because you over that it's a different bracket up there. 105, 106, if I'm correct, is a different bracket. So it gets different up there, and you'll understand why they say what they're saying and why most people complain or what they complain about. But all that stuff is safe. I think they also said something about the Social Security thing. Ain't nothing with Social Security. He said he wants to take the tax away from Social Security. I didn't even know this, but a homie of mine gets Social Security, and he was telling me, "Yeah, bro, I get a W-2." I didn't know that. I did not know the government was taxing Social Security. That's crazy. I did not know that. But that's what he was saying. He didn't say he wants to stop Social Security. He wants to take the tax out of Social Security. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword because if I'm correct, if you get a W-2, you can file. So now, at that point in time, that gave people an opportunity to be able to file taxes. If you remove the tax, now nobody collects Social Security is able to file taxes. So I don't know. I'm just taking a guess. I don't know. But we gonna look into that, or y'all can take y'all time to look into it. But as always, man, thanks for checking me out, and see y'all guys next time. Right?